Good Monday afternoon from the National Weather Service here in Springfield, Missouri. I'm going to give you an update on our expected major winter storm and cold going into the next couple of days. So we've got a winter storm warning that goes in effect from midnight tonight, Monday night or Tuesday morning, until 6 a.m. on Wednesday. That covers all of our forecast area, which is Missouri Ozarks, Southwest Missouri, and far southeast Kansas. We've also got a cold weather advisory that goes in effect at 6 p.m. on Tuesday and stays in effect until noon on Thursday for the same area. Let's first talk about snowfall amounts. We've got snowfall in our forecast of 6 to 12 inches generally across our forecast area, with the highest amounts across in the central part of the forecast area from west to east, from over in Joplin and Pittsburgh, Kansas areas, over through Springfield and to the east into Webster, Wright, and Texas counties. That area may shift north and south a little bit. It's going to be dependent on where a heavier snow band falls or where it develops. Where that band does develop could actually see some higher amounts up to 16 inches if the band persists over a single area. So that should be a fairly narrow area of that higher possible total, and it's also difficult to predict where that might fall. Right now, it kind of favors the I-44 corridor from Joplin over through Springfield area. Let's look a little bit at the timing. So don't get too stuck on these exact values, but just gives us a trend, an idea of when this heaviest snowfall is going to be falling. So we've got a little bit of snowfall overnight tonight in areas near Fort Leonard Wood, Lebanon, Nevada, Osage Beach, Rolla, up in the north near Warsaw. Just a light amount, maybe up to 2 inches of snow from midnight to 6 a.m. Tonight, and then light snowfall, light to moderate snowfall tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning from 6 a.m. to noon. Pretty much everywhere except for maybe right along the Arkansas border should see some snow in the morning, especially more towards the later part of the morning. The real heavy snowfall, however, falls in the afternoon through the evening hours on Tuesday. There we're expecting several inches of snowfall in each 6 hour period. So even from noon to 6 p.m., you can see amounts from anywhere from 1 to 2 inches down near West Plains, since the snow moving a little bit later there, all the way up to 6 to 8 inches in those kind of favorite areas where that snowband is going to develop, just in that 6 hour time period. And then from 6 p.m. to midnight, everywhere should be getting moderate to heavy snowfall, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches on the low side up to 6 inches or so during that time period. And you can see the totals over on the right side of this image that correspond to that same graphic that we had before. So again, don't get stuck on the exact decimal point number of inches in this graphic. It's a trend to show you when the heaviest snowfall is expected to occur. So we have something called the Winter Storm Severity Index. We kind of talked a little bit about this in our previous briefings. It takes into account how much snow is going to fall, how heavy it's going to fall, what our temperatures are going to be like, various things. And it's showing major winter storm impacts across most of our area. When we look at major, we are talking about widespread, significant impacts from the storm. Travel will become very difficult and dangerous. And for some, depending on your situation, where you live, what the roads are like, and what vehicles you have, it will be impossible due to the amount of snow that falls. So expect considerable disruptions to daily life with this system while the snow is falling. And we're also looking at a little bit of blowing and drifting snow that will cause visibilities to drop and cause some more drifting of snow onto the roads, which will make conditions even more dangerous for travelers. Here's a little bit of the timing of kind of estimated on when those impacts will occur. You can see we're expecting major impacts starting up generally kind of midday on Tuesday and continuing through the evening hours. Note that the snowfall does end by 6 a.m. on Wednesday, but we are lingering the impacts into the day on Wednesday since the snow is still going to be out there on the roads. There's still going to be hazardous travel even after the snow ends, and it's also going to be really cold. So it's really important to consider, even though the snow stopped by Wednesday morning, you may want to reconsider your plans for the day Wednesday, depending on how quickly roads can be cleared and on your individual situation. Estimated snowfall timing, you can see the highest chances in the darker colors indicating the heavier snowfall on this map, generally kind of like we've talked about, the midday Tuesday through the evening hours. If your areas to the northwest of Springfield, it's going to be a little bit earlier. If your areas to the southeast towards West Plains, it's going to be a little bit later, but the whole area should be seeing significant impactful snow during this event. So let's talk a little bit about temperatures, because that's a little bit different than with our normal systems around here. So the temperatures are important for a couple reasons. You can see on the map here, most areas are going to be seeing temperatures in the teens when snow starts falling. And then by late in the day on Tuesday, we're going to have single digit temperatures. Then when it comes around to Wednesday morning at 6 a.m., we're looking at temperatures in the low single digits, as low as 2 degrees and a couple spots there. So that means that the snow's not going to melt as it falls. It's going to instantly accumulate on the roads. And then the other important consideration about these temperatures is that those caught outdoors, if you get in a traffic collision, if you get stuck, you're going to need to take quick action to protect yourself from cold exposure because it's just going to be very, very cold out here. These are not the wind chills. The wind chills will be even lower than this, as low as -10 to -20 degrees at times. So take it seriously that if you're going to go out on the road and you're going to make that decision for yourself, make sure you're prepared and make sure you take into account that if something happens, you need to have a lot of winter gear on you and you need to be able to take quick action to protect yourself from this unusual cold. A little bit about wind gusts. We are looking at winds gusting up to 20 to 30 miles per hour. At times, the winds will be strongest west of Springfield. What that does is it gives us a little bit of blowing and drifting snow. So we could have near blizzard conditions. You need technically 35-mile-per-hour winds to get to a blizzard, so we're not quite there yet. But it will have an impact on visibilities, and we are looking at visibilities dropping below a quarter of a mile during the peak of the snowfall. So take that into consideration, adding to the dangers of this winter weather event. A little bit about our wind chills. Our coldest wind chills during the time overnight tonight into early Tuesday morning. We're looking at temperatures, wind chills anywhere from -5 up near Warsaw, and then down near the Arkansas border, it's going to be a little bit warmer, closer to 15, maybe up to 20 degrees. By the time we get to Tuesday night, we're talking wind chills -8 down near West Plains, -5 at Branson, and then over there towards Nevada and Pittsburgh, -12, -13, and -11 in Springfield. So that's obviously very cold for our area. Wednesday night, that's when our coldest conditions are expected. We'll see low temperatures, low actual temperatures below zero that night, even as cold as, I think in Springfield we got -9 in the forecast for the temperature. So the wind chills add to that, and we have wind chills of -10 to -20 degrees. Thursday night, it's a little bit warmer, a little less wind, but the temperatures are still going to be really cold. Cold is cold, and it doesn't really matter if there's wind or not if it's really cold outside. So we're looking at anywhere from 5 degrees near West Plains up to -6 Springfield, -7, -8 up at Nevada. And that'll end this briefing. Just take into consideration safety. If you're going to travel, have a winter travel kit with you if you absolutely have to and have no choice. And take into consideration to be very cold. So make sure, even though you're going to be in your warm car, pack a bunch of winter clothes in case your car stops running for whatever reason. If you're shoveling, take breaks. Allow yourself plenty of time to not get too hot and to not overload yourself. And just stay safe out there and stay tuned to updated forecasts.